So I will move this out of the way, so like, obviously this isn't an ideal shot, but I just wanted to show you. Those are all our empties. And yeah, let's go ahead and just get on into these guys so that I can move these out of here because I need to repurpose this bin for Project Pan things. So, this is makeup, skincare, hair care, body care, because I think there's some lotions in here, but that, so all encompassing. And I'm just going to start pulling things out at random. Originally, I was going to pull everything out and like organize my empties, but it's all just trash anyway. So I'm just going to pull things out and we'll talk about it. I'm going to start with the 3 things that are on my desk because I cleaned out these jars because I'm going to keep them for project panning things. So I emptied out completely. This is a ColourPop Super Shock in the shade Dream Lover, which was a gorgeous mid-toned like purple shimmer. It came broken and I tried, normally you can like, because they're a putty formula, you can repress them like back together. But this one just kept shattering and breaking, which you can use loose shimmers and formulas. But I frankened this into a setting spray for my Project Pan, and I used that setting spray up. I didn't have to use it up completely for my Project Pan. I only had to use, I set a usage goal, but I ended up using it up. So the setting spray in total is an empty, which you'll see. So this guy's an empty, and so is that setting spray. But I'm keeping this container because you never know when you're going to need a little jar. And I really like these airtight containers. And normally I wasn't ever going to keep jars, but I will get to why I'm keeping them when we get to that product. Next, I finished my e.l.f. I don't know why I'm showing you an empty jar. Jesus. The e.l.f. Putty Bronzer in the shade Tan Lines. I love this bronzer. I feel like these were either like a love it or hate it product because I decluttered the blush that I had. I had the blush in the shade Turks and Caicos, and I think that, honestly, the reason I didn't like the blush was the shade, because it was a pink, and pinks aren't my thing, but this is the shade Tan Lines, which was perfect bronzer shade. My only complaint, I wish the jar was just a little bit bigger, like, even if we got the same amount of product, it was, like, maybe, a little more shallow. I wish that the jar was a little, like, bigger, because the way I used this is I would take my sponge and just do that and apply it on the face, and it worked effortlessly and beautifully. I would repurchase this. I want to try the luminous ones, and I also want to get, because my Walmart's never had it, but I've seen online that they have a contour shade that's like above the shade Tan Lines, because this was the lightest shade. So I kind of want to try that. But I would absolutely repurchase this. I love this. It was super effortless. Besides the fact that, like, especially once I got to the end and it was just this last little bit, it sucked. But other than that, the packaging being a little bit to be desired, it was a beautiful product on the skin. Like, I could not put this down. And next, I'm keeping this because this is a nice sturdy glass jar. This is from Earth Harbor, and this is the Nymph Nectar Superfruit Radiance Balm. This was a cleansing balm, but it had, like, those beads, like, an exfoliant in it. It smelled. The jar still kind of smells like it. I should probably clean the jar again. But I liked this. I didn't really feel like it did great at removing makeup. Like most, I mean, it doesn't say that it's a makeup remover. I feel like it did on, like, the outer packaging. Because normally, like, balms are makeup removing balms. But it, like, exfoliated the skin a little bit. Like, it took off base makeup. It wasn't an exfoliating. You don't really want that on your eyes anyway. Like, it did a fine job. I don't think I'd buy this again. But I liked it. I got it in a BoxyCharm before I canceled, but I love the packaging of Earth Harbor's products, and I like, this is a nice sturdy glass jar. So we went through those first because these are just empties that I'm keeping the garbage. but everything else is being tossed. Here we have a sample card of the YSL All Hours Foundation. And I had the shades 10 Warm Porcelain, 20 Ivory, 35 Warm Caramel, and 40 Sand. And I used all 4 because they were all very light. Ivory was my best shade. Like, that was a perfect shade match. Porcelain was a little light. Warm Caramel was just a little too yellow for me. And then Sand would have been like summer shade, like middle of summer, dead summer shade. But it still like would have worked. And once I had all my products on, it looked fine, but it was a little deep. But Ivory was beautiful, and I loved the coverage. Like, I would absolutely, like, that's what it looks like. I think actually they repackaged, like, I think they've already reformulated this, like, that the cap looks different, but I would absolutely buy this. I put it in my loves on Sephora because I loved how beautiful this wore. So, would totally purchase. We have a facial cleanser. This is from Vitamins and C Beauty. This is the Amino Gel Facial Cleanser. It is sea minerals and collagen. I could take or leave this cleanser, but I love that it had a pump because it was just optimal use. Because normally my hands are already all wet from removing my makeup. Because I do, a double or triple cleanse. There is a tiny bit left in the bottom, but I couldn't pump it anymore. So, it was a fine cleanser. It wasn't anything to write home about. If I was in need of a cleanser, I would repurchase it. Like, it wasn't bad, but it was just fine. Oh, this is a heavy jar. This is the Equate Beauty, so the Walmart brand, Collagen Moisturizer Day and Night Cream. This guy, this was thick. Like, thicker than thick. For that reason, I would not repurchase this. Like, I had to use such a small amount to get this to sink into my oily skin. And it just left, it almost felt like a film. So I ended up using this more as like a neck cream, even though I hardly have a neck. I feel like if you had dry skin, because like I have very oily skin and I get clogged pores. So like this just, it was too thick for my liking. But I think if you had dry skin, you would really like this because it was so thick and moisturizing. But it was too much for me. These are from the Walmart brand. These are the White Tea Extract makeup wipes. These were new to my Walmart. I had never seen these before, and I use makeup wipes for swatches. I don't use these on the face. These smelled heavenly, and they worked fantastic. They were great, and normally I don't like Walmart makeup wipes, but loved them. This is the One of One Chill Out Calming Mist. The reason why it has a different colored top is because I have another one in here. Because I bought them at the same time, and I used this one first, and this one's top. Or I used this, I used this one first, and then this one's top didn't work. So I took this green top and put it on this one. That's why they're mismatched. Doesn't matter, but this one is cucumber and green tea. Loved it. This is a skincare mist for me. I always use a facial mist after my moisturizer. Because for me, I just feel like, just like you use a setting spray after your makeup, a face mist after your moisturizer just feels like it sets everything together, and it also feels really good. I got these on clearance as well, so like, if I could find these again, I would repurchase this one because I liked the scent. This one, on the other hand, would not repurchase because this is also a balancing treatment mist, but this is the level out one. And this is rose and probiotics. And this one smelled like a gigantic rose bush that I did not like. I'm very finicky with the scent of rose. Some rose things smell fine. That one did not. So I wouldn't purchase that scent, but like the mist is a very fine, very nice mist. It's very cooling, feels great. I like that brand. Next, we have the Pharmacy Honeymoon Glow Body Resurfacing Serum. I got this in a BoxyCharm. I didn't like this. I didn't like the scent of it. Like, it was fine, but a body serum for me is just an extra step. I didn't feel like it did anything for my skin. So I would not repurchase this. No, thank you. Next, I have a bunch of these. I think I have 2 more. I don't know if they're in here or not. I might have already shown them in earlier empties. But these are from Vanilla Co. These are the Clean at Zero Balms. These are minis. So this one is the Revitalizing. And this one is Nourishing. I like these. I would buy them again. I think they worked well. I think my favorite is the Detoxifying, the little like charcoal one. But I like all the different ones more than the original. The original has actually been my least favorite, but the Clean and Zero Balm is a nice makeup removing balm. Oh, my beauty, my favorite. This is the Cheeky Rose Beauty face sponge. It just got retired. This is my favorite makeup sponge. It gets huge because it's a face and body sponge, and I love it. But she gone. I have a few sponges in here. We have a Go Gray Purple Toning Mask when I had my blonde hair. Made my hair feel nice. It was a nice hair mask. I don't feel like most hair masks do much of anything for my hair, besides make them a little softer. So there's that, but it felt nice. And then I have a bunch of sheet masks because I went a little crazy buying sheet masks because I love this brand. Vitamuscuse, I think is how you pronounce it. So I have the Niacinamide Blueberry, which is for pore purifying. I love all of these because like this is my favorite brand. All these masks, if you like sheet masks that you apply like that, these are great. They're like $3. I have Vegan Collagen Lychee, which this is to plump and moisturize, and I still have a bunch in my skincare fridge. I have a foundation empty. I finally finished my NYX Born to Glow. I loved how this looked on the skin, but I hate the packaging. I hate that it's a squeezy tube. Because just personally, like when I first bought it, when you would open it, it would immediately start pouring out foundation without you even squeezing it because it was so full. And then the lower it got, you had to squeeze, and then sometimes there would be an air bubble so it would pump out more. Like it was so hard to get like the correct amount. Like when you have a pump on a foundation, you can do 1 pump, and for, I do 1 pump for half of my face. It was just so hard to get the right amount. I would either get not enough or too much. But I loved how beautiful this looked on the skin. If I found this on clearance, because I'm pretty sure they're phasing out this line, which makes me sad because it was beautiful. And this was a dupe for the Shiseido foundation. I did a whole weekly wear on that, which if you want to see that, I will try to remember to link it. But yeah, if you found this on clearance, or if I find this on clearance, I would repurchase it then. But otherwise, no, because I don't need it. Next, we have the Juice Beauty Stem Cellular Anti-Wrinkle Retinol Serum. I got this, I think, in an Ipsy Plus. I liked it. This is like the first retinol serum I ever used. I don't know if it did anything, but it felt nice on the skin. It was a serum. It did serum things. We have a Bath & Body Works Almond Blossom Lotion. I got from they're not a friend anymore, but from an ex-friend gave me a bunch of Bath & Body Works lotions, but this one is just like coagulated. Like it's a different color. Like it still smells good, but I know what this is supposed to look like, and it's just like it's chunky now. So there's not too much left in this one, but the scent is nice. It's sweet almond oil blended with vanilla orchid and cashmere musk. So like if you've never tried this scent, I highly recommend, but that one just needed to be decluttered. I'm still getting over being sick, so I apologize for the coughing. I will try to keep it to a minimum. This is a declutter and not an empty. Like a couple of these are more declutters than empties, but they're in my empties bin because I can't declutter them to anyone. They are being thrown away, so they're in the trash bin. So that's why they're empties. Like this. This is the Elf Cookies and Dreams Overnight Milk Shake Mask. This smells great, but it just, like, it clogged my pores. It was garbage. Still smells like Oreos. Smells great, but could I probably declutter this to someone? Yes, but it's got a 6-month shelf life, so garbage. Next, we have a mini nude stix. This is the Hey Honey Highlight. I got the little, it's a bundle of 3. Spoiler alert, finished all 3, so you'll see them in here. But I love these. I loved all of them. I would highly recommend the minis. It took me about a month to finish them. Using them every single day. It took me a month. So, very, very nice. Next, I have Rest in Peace Marc Jacobs Beauty, but this is the Undercover Invisible Perfecting Coconut Face Primer. I got this in a little sample set. It was fine, nothing to write home about, but I got it on sale and I liked it. Next, from Bliss, this is another like drugstore skincare brand that I really enjoy. This is the Disappearing Act Niacinamide PC and Pore Vanishing Purifying Toner. So where's the other one? Because I loved this one. This one is the second one I bought, and I loved this one. This is great. My first one I bought was this one because I got this one in clearance. This was the Glow Boosting Multivitamin Toner. And I love that these toners because they're alcohol and fragrance free. Because that's a big thing. Make sure your toners are alcohol free. But this did nothing for my skin and I did not like it. But I used it up because toner. Because like it didn't like do anything bad to my skin. It just didn't do much. But this one was great. So I would repurchase this one in a heartbeat. Next, I have the It Superhero Mascara. Unpopular opinion. I'm just trying to show you the wand. I didn't like this. It was super, like, clumpy and thick on the lashes. And it just, like, it was, like, gloopy from the very beginning. And I just did not like it. Next, we have the NYX Born to Glow Concealer. I also finished this, which I loved this concealer. But again, poor packaging design. I ended up cutting off, like, the tip of the doe-foot applicator so that it was just, like, a squeezy tube because, I hated the doe-foot. Which, if I didn't say, in the foundation I was shade Opal. Not that I don't know if you really care. And then in the concealer, I'm light ivory. But this is a radiant concealer, and I am on the hunt for a replacement for this because I can't find it anywhere. And I loved it. And I love a radiant concealer, and I need it back, and I love it. Even though I hated the applicator, I loved it so much. Next, we have the Balance Me BHA Exfoliating Concentrate. I could take it or leave. I'm not a huge exfoliator. I feel like feels like every exfoliator either doesn't do anything for me or it does too much and is aggressive. And this one was on the line of did too much. Like, it burned. And it's a salicylic acid concentrate, which, like, I like salicylic acid, but it was a lot. It was a lot. We have my Milk Hydro Grip Primer Mini. I loved this. I want to purchase the full size. This was absolutely fantastic. Highly recommend. I have the Urban Decay Eyeshadow Primer Potion, the original. This is the travel size. The NYX Ultimate Eye Primer literally is the same thing. I did a whole weekly wear testing the eye primers together, and it's a way cheaper eye primer, so wouldn't repurchase that. Next, we have my Uoma by Sharon C. Brow. I have another one in here. I have 2 empties of this. This is the One and Done Brow Styler, and I have mine in the shade 2. So it comes with a micro tip brow pencil on one end. And then the other end is... Oh, that's the broken one. I broke it. And the other end is a brow gel. This has like 8 different shades. I think the shade range is super inclusive. I love this. I miss it. I need to repurchase it because I am lacking in my brow department. But yeah, I've gone through 2 of these in the last like 4 months. From Sephora collection, we have the Super Serum, Ultra Glow Serum. This is just a little mini I got with an order. I thought it was great. It did what it needed to do. It was a little glowy serum that I used for skin hair. For a fragrance empty, this is from Skylar. This is the Boardwalk Delight. This smelled so good. And these are rollerballs. Like, normally I hate rollerball perfumes, but these rollerballs, they glide easily and you can dab them for extra, like, liquid. This smelled like the adult version of cotton candy, and I got compliments every single time I wore it. Simmer. These are from Global Beauty Care. These are the retinol facial wipes. This came in a pack of 4 with different ones. These are from TJ Maxx. They were fine. I like getting these 4-packs. These retinol ones, they were fine. They did the job. I have another hair mask. This is the... Where's the other one? Well, we'll get back to this because I can't see what the other side of the product was. So we'll get back to that. I have V Cosmetics. This is their setting powder in NO2 Cool Neutral. I used this up. My only complaint was that the sifter was garbage and literally like half the powder would come out in the sifter, so it was pointless. So it was super messy until it was basically halfway gone. Other than it being messy, it was a beautiful powder. Again, from One of One Beauty, this is the Milk It Shimmer Hydro Fluid. This is a jojoba milk. And I bought this on clearance, but to see if it would be like a Charlotte Tilbury, like shimmery primer situation, it is not. It leaves like no shimmer to the skin, but it was just like a hydrating jojoba oil. So I used it in skincare and used it up, but wouldn't repurchase it. I have a nail polish remover empty, which I like never have empties of this because I don't really paint my nails anymore. But this is the Nourishing Nail Polish Remover from the Walmart brand. And I like the nourishing ones if I'm going to do a nail polish remover. I have the Ioni Beauty Volumizing Black Mascara. That is the wand there. This is a great mascara. I used it up. Because mascara is like one of the only things that I try to be diligent about the like 3-month mark. So, but this was good for getting it from the Dollar Tree. Like, if you've never tried anything from the brand Ioni, solid brand. From the Sephora collection, I have the Smooth and Blur Primer. If you like smoothing and blurring primers, I think that this is okay. For the price, it's good. But I just don't need this kind of primer. I don't need a smoothing primer. So I didn't love it. But if you remember when my hair was orange before it was purple, that was done with this. This is the Manic Panic hair dye in Wildfire. Loved it. The color was beautiful. This is a declutter that I have to just throw away, but I've had it for so many years. Like, literally since, like, when did I work at Casey's? 2015. This is a Maybelline Superstay Matte Ink, and this is in the shade Huntress. It is like a purple gray. Gorgeous, but it is so past its prime. I have the ColourPop Pretty Fresh Hyaluronic Setting Spray. So this is such a caveat for me. I would not repurchase this as a setting spray because I feel like it did absolutely nothing. But for a hyaluronic mist, I would repurchase this to use as a skincare mist because it does have a beautiful mister and it's got the hyaluronic acid. So I would repurchase it for that. This is my Morphe and Madison Beer Luminous Setting Spray. This is the one that I frankened with the ColourPop Super Shock. So it was already a gold setting spray, and then I added the purple Super Shock in there. Used that up. It was a fine setting spray. I like Morphe's Continuous Mist better, but it is what it is. Next, we have another Bath & Body Works Lavender and Cotton Flower. Again, this one is just expired. It's chunky and gross. But this one's in the scent Fresh Lavender, Cotton Blossom, Creamy Vanilla, and Soft Sandalwood are the scent notes. So, smelled great. Highly recommend. This is the Kill Lash from Clio Professional. This is what the wand looks like. I love hourglass wands like this. It was a beautiful mascara. Towards the end of the 3 months, though, and like, I would say toward like 2 months, it started to flake really bad and leave specks, so it dried up a little bit quicker than some other mascaras, but the first like 6 weeks of use, absolutely beautiful and loved it. I have the e.l.f. Calm Balm, which I'm decluttering because this does absolutely nothing. And I just didn't like this as a lip balm. I'm super picky with lip balm because I'm someone who licks my lips. And so for me, a lip balm has to be, it can't leave like a film or a residue. And this did. So garbage. We have a little sample of the YSL New Skin Tint, which I had the shade New 2. I love this. And I am not a skin tint person. But again, this made me want to buy the full size, so that's in my loves list, and I want to buy it. It was beautiful. I have the First Aid Beauty Pores Be Gone Matte Primer. I love this so much, I found a full size at TJ Maxx and bought the full size, so love that. We have from the Nuco, this is a Barrier Culture Cleanser for Tropical Microbiome. This was as boring of a cleanser as a cleanser could be. Like, it is the most gentle, non-stripping cleanser. So I don't think I would purchase a full size, but like, it was a cleanser. This is the only thing that I've never really enjoyed from the Sharon C line from Uoma Beauty, and that's their mascara. This is the Batter Boom Volumizing Mascara. And it's pretty thick and goopy and clumpy, and I just don't love it. Personal preference. I feel like every makeup item's personal preference, but especially mascara. Well, let's start with the thing I'm trying to drop. This is another sheet mask. This is the Hyaluronic Coconut Hydrating one. Loved this. This is not a technical empty, so let me explain. My actual empty is right here. So I emptied out the Volition Screen Time Hydra Mist, which I used as like a skincare mist. But I hated the mister on my Milani setting spray, so I put it out, took it out of here, and put it in here. So I'm keeping that mister. So, but I put this in my declutter so that I would talk about it and remember to do that. So, my other little nude sticks, this was the Blush in Bohemian Rose. This took me the longest, and it's just the shade because it's a pink. Pink is one of my least favorite blush shades, but this shade of pink is my favorite shade of pink for blush. Gorgeous. We have from Dr. Zenovia, this is the Hyaluronic Acid and Peptide Serum. I got this in an Ipsy. Loved it. Super hydrating and plumping. Like, and the packaging is super heavy and luxe. Very nice. Gorgeous. I have another Skylar fragrance. This was the first one I ever got. And this is Coconut Cove. This smelled like coconuts, but like fresh coconut. Like you could smell like the husk of the coconut. Like it was so beautiful. Loved it. This one's a declutter. This is the Tarte Shape Tape Glow Wand in the shade Aglow. I got these secondhand, and this guy only has a 6-month shelf life, and it just, there's lines of demarcation. It's got a weird texture, and I only used it like 3 times, but it just, nope, we're getting rid of it. I have this little sample from Too Faced. This is the Born This Way matte in the shade Snow. This was my go-to summer foundation. Like, if I wanted a look that did not budge in the summer heat, this was the foundation I was wearing, and I kind of want to buy the full size because I loved it. This is another one I'm decluttering because it's so old that, like, the labeling's run off. This is the Dominique Cosmetics Strawberry Lemonade Lip Gloss. The formula's changed. This used to not be so gloopy. But this is the lip gloss that changed my mind. Like, before I got this in an Ipsy, I never wore lip gloss because I hated it. This completely changed my life, and now I love lip gloss. So, good memories, but it's time to let it go. Next, we have a hand cream. This is from Jergens. This is the Cloud Cream for hands. This was so nice. Like, this felt like a nice hyaluronic moisturizer, like one you'd put on your face, but it was a hand cream, and I love this. Would absolutely recommend. We have a little guy from Murad here. This is the Retinol Youth Renewal Night Cream. I love Murad products. This worked wonderfully. We have a YSL mascara. This is the Lash Clash, which, that's the one. I loved this mascara. And I don't know why. I don't know if this is anybody else, but I feel like I get more life out of minis than I do full size, but loved this, and I want to repurchase it. Gorgeous mascara. We have another mascara here that was just, like, fine. This is the Trestique Good Vibes mascara. First of all, it comes with this stupid, in my opinion, lash curler that nobody's going to use, but the mascara itself was just fine. Not great, not bad, run of the mill. I have number 7 Radiance Plus Roll and Glow Eye Cream. I've learned that I do not like eye creams with these rollers. It's just, I thought that I would like it. This is the second time I've tried one with the roller ball because in theory I should like it, but I don't. But also this formula just didn't do it for me. I don't know. There was something about it that just didn't do much. Oh, I miss this. This is the Elizabeth Mott Thank Me Later eyeshadow primer. This is so far in my life, favorite eye primer. I miss it so much. I need to repurchase it. Then we have the Milani Make It Last Sunscreen Setting Spray. Would not repurchase this. If you really need an SPF setting spray, like, I highly recommend it because I love Milani Make It Last. I have so many of them. But this just, it kind of stings and burns. And it's only SPF 30, and it's just, like, it's kind of not worth it, in my opinion. Okay, let's see. Here, we have the other side, because I used both. It was a 2-pack. It's the Carol's Daughter Goddess Strength Repairing Cocoon Hair Mask. So it was 2 of them, and I used both. I have the Miss Flower and Mr. Honey Propolis Rejuvenating Lotion from Vanilla Co. This was a moisturizer. This was really nice. I enjoyed it. Run of the mill, but I enjoyed it. I have Catherine Malandrino Transcendent Fragrance. It was fine. Nothing revolutionary. I have the Clinique High Impact Mascara. I got this as my birthday gift from Ulta. Loved it so much, I went to Clinique's website, and when I placed a small order, I got another one for free. So, great mascara. I have this Erin Rose de Grasse Joyful Bloom fragrance. This was a rose. I don't want to break it. But this was a rose fragrance that I actually enjoyed. I have my Fenty Beauty Matchstick Mini in the shade Amber 01. Loved it so much. For my birthday, I purchased the full size, and it's what I'm wearing today. It's beautiful. I have from Fenty Skin, this is the Fat Water Pore Refining Toner Serum. Loved this. It was beautiful. I have from Ioni, this is their Everlasting Lash Glue. So I loved the lash glue, but it dried up super quickly is my only complaint. But again, for $1.25, couldn't beat it. This was from Profusion Cosmetics, and it was their Blossom Liquid Highlighter. I loved this so much. It's a white with a pink, like, duochrome. Beautiful. I have a couple of these Pharmacy Camera Ready foundation samples. This one was in 09. Used that. We are getting down and dirty. Almost done, I promise. I have from Uoma by Sharon C. This is their Go Off All Natural Cleansing Oil. This was a beautiful cleansing oil. I do think I prefer cleansing balms, but I do like that this had a pump, so I would repurchase this. I have a little puff here. These were from Walmart, and these actually weren't bad, but I prefer my Amazon puffs that I have. But these aren't bad. Next, I can show you this. So the reason why I'm keeping jars is, well, first of all, I had this empty. This was the Marc Jacobs Finish Line setting spray, setting powder, which I liked. It was nice. Rest in peace, Marc Jacobs. But what I have in here now is my NYX glitter glue, because look what happened. The whole tip of this literally just, so what happened, I was squeezing it, and it got a little hole, and I was like, okay, well, that's not horrible, because when I would use it, some would squeeze out of the tip, and some would squeeze out of the side. So I would use what came out of the tip for one eye, and what would squeeze out of the side for the other eye, so it would work fine. And then the whole tip ripped off. I don't know if anybody else has ever had that issue. So I just squeezed everything out of it, because, like, that'll dry up if left like that, and I put it in this little pot. So now that has made me nervous for other things, so I'm going to keep a couple jars for just in case. We have the NYX Marshmallow Primer. Didn't love this. Like, the scent is fine, but otherwise didn't love what that did for me. We have the Smashbox Photo Finish Smooth and Blur Primer. As far as smoothing and blurring primers go, I really, really enjoyed this. But again, I just don't need this kind of primer, so I wouldn't repurchase it. We have the Morphe 2 Brow Crush Tinted Brow Gel in Soft Black. I love this formula, and I would definitely repurchase this, but this is the wrong shade. Like, I thought, because I do have dark brows, that getting soft black would work, but it's way too dark, so that's gone. We have the e.l.f. Wow Brow in the shade Brunette, and I hated this. Like, it's too warm, and I just didn't like how it went through the brows. Just no. We also have the NYX Lift and Snatch Brow Tint Pen in Ash Brown. When I shaved my brows off, I did really like this, but I don't plan on doing that again, so don't need that. Okay. We have the e.l.f. Liquid Liner in Charcoal, because I bought the wrong shade, but this is my favorite liquid eyeliner. Like, I just love the tip. I love how this works. This one just dried up because I used it. We have the NYX Tame and Frame Brow Pomade. I bought this on clearance, and it's just completely dead and dry. And I tried adding oil to it. I've tried adding setting spray to it, and it's just dead. So it's gone. I have the Nude Stix Bronzer in Bondi Bay, which was the first of the trio that I finished. Like, I used the bronzer up so quickly. And then I have a bunch of little mini fragrances here. I have Victor Roth's Good Fortune. It was fun. All of these were just fine. I have the Lancome Idole. It was fine. And then I don't remember what scents these were from Pretties for Your Face, but if you have not tried their scents, they are so long-lasting and powerful. They are just absolutely wonderful. I got these as little freebies with mine, and I do have a code with them. You can use the Sandburglar to save 10% off your order. They're amazing. And now, last but not least, we just have a couple little of these guys. We have one more mask here. This is the Milk Strawberry Probiotic for repairing and hydrating. Loved it. We have a couple more of these Pharmacy foundation samples. I have shade 6, shade 10, and that is it for those. which it was a great foundation. I really liked it, actually. I have from La Roche-Posay, I have the Toleraine Double Repair Moisturizer with SPF 30. It was fine. And then I have the Anthelios HA Mineral Moisturizer with SPF 30 from La Roche-Posay. Again, just fine. I don't think I would buy those again because, like, they're just not worth the La Roche-Posay prices, in my opinion. From Beekman 1802, we have the Bloom Cream Probiotic Moisturizer. This felt amazing. I really want to try more Beekman products. From Fresh, I had the Milk Body Cleanser and the Milk Body Lotion. These were beautiful. And last but not least, I had the Moroccan Oil Curl Defining Cream, which I really liked, but I just don't think that I need curl defining creams. I feel like they weigh my curls down more than they do any good. But I liked the scent, and I would definitely try more things from Moroccan Oil. Now, that is all my empties. I'm sorry that this video was so long. I think going forward, I'm going to try to do quarterly empties if I have empties, like, going forward. But yeah, the reason why I have so many is just because I was trying so hard to use a lot of things up. But I appreciate those who have stuck through to the end here, and let me know what you would like to see in the new year here, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, guys.